What does the small computer call the large computer? Whitey, any idea?
No idea.
Data.
We're not cutting that one out. Okay, guys, we're here at the Specialist Finance Group with none other than the big man himself, are you happy to say you're out of WA now? Welcome back to Australia.
Yeah,
What's the go there?
We are connected now. So we did secede for a couple of years, but it was great to get connected again. And you just feel so much better when you're able to hop in a plane and actually get on the other side of the border. So we're absolutely wrapped.
This is William Lockett. So, William, we're going to tell us about who you are as the family man. Yep. What's involved?
Well, a lot of moving parts. We've got married for the second time. We have 5 beautiful children, 4 girls and a boy, and throw in 2 dogs. So I often say, Whitey, we've got arms and legs everywhere. So no 2 days are the same. So everything can go dreadfully well or dreadfully wrong. But no, we love our family. And one of the good things about COVID was spending all that time together, and we absolutely love it.
And still together.
Yep, still together.
Now, what are some of your hobbies that William the man does outside of business?
Yeah, outside of business. Well, apart from some of the ones that we do, something connected to what we do is I do a lot of reading. But in terms of a hobby or a sport, absolutely love golf. Absolutely love golf. So I try to play when I can, but, being time poor. And then occasionally on a Saturday, it's great with everyone out, fire up the laptop, have a look at the Sportsbet account and see if I can pick a winner or a quaddie for the day and try my luck.
Any fast ones lately?
No.
So who are you going for? Who's going to win the flag in the AFL this year?
Well, I'm a mad, passionate Tiger supporter, but I can't pick them. I probably would say probably the leading favourites would be, good question. I thought Geelong before the year started. I think the Swannies have started well, but I think you've got to look no further than Melbourne. They were amazing last year. Let's face it, they haven't won for so long, and when they did win, the poor buggers had to travel to Perth and celebrate in Perth. So I think the clear favourites this year would have to be the Melbourne Footy Club.
Well said. Let's talk about Specialists for a sec. How did Specialists come about?
Probably more by accident than good design. I remember when I was a mortgage broker back in the late 1980s and, we used fax machines and our pet hate was when the fax machine had no paper and it got jammed, and we would put loans in and, we'd only get paid $300. So there was nothing like trail. So what are these guys complaining about today? But that just eventuated in getting a small team together and you get a couple of the smaller banks on task. And it was fortunate that when we were doing it, it was really WA was the birthplace of mortgage broking. So we were fortunate that from that birthplace, the smaller lenders slowly migrated into the larger lenders. And in 1991, SFG was formally announced. So we celebrate 31 years this year.
Oh, congratulations.
I make sure I ring at least 15 brokers per week or 3 per day.
You stick to that religiously?
Yep, stick to that. There would be, there'd be not one of my brokers Australia-wide that has not heard from me or had any direct contact with me in the course of the last 12 months.
Just on that activity of you connecting with the grassroots, what does it mean to them, or what's the feedback you get about doing that activity?
Well, they love it. We talk about relationships. We talk. I often say people think a business relationship is just having an agreement. Is that it? Surely there must be a telephone, must be a text message, there must be an email correspondence. I mean, to say, if business relationships are solely built on a document, well, then, we're not into that. And the best thing for mortgage brokers is fundamentally they're all self-employed, they're all business owners. So they love the fact that they can deal business owner to business owner, and 9 times out of 10 you'll agree on things, but even when you agree to disagree, it's done respectfully, but they've heard it directly from you.
How does the next 2-3 years look for Specialists? What are your key things you're looking to do?
Continue to, our mantra is to be better today than we were yesterday. continuing to improve our aggregational model. Listen, our true north is we've got 4 commission models. So we can let people transition from one to the other. We've got a high-class service model. We're high on tech. We help our members out financially to make them grow. So we think our basic fundamentals that has taken us on the growth journey will continue. So I think for the next 2 years, we will continue to grow at a pretty successful rate, but we're mindful on balancing the growth with maintaining your business mantra, just to make sure that you retain everything that makes you successful.
What do you do to manage your mental health? Is there anything you do? Are you conscious of what you do?
Well, I suppose blood pressure tablets and alcohol does help at times. And
not a good combo, by the way.
Not a good combination. I don't
Separately.
I don't suggest any of that or smoking or doing anything like that at all. Listen, you've got to look after yourself. You've got to have your time out, because we all have good days and bad days and crazy days. I'm normally very calm, but probably one of my best attributes that I do is my time management. Even though I get up early and I dedicate a lot to my work, I make sure I dedicate time for my family, but then importantly, I make sure I take time for me, whether it's having a punt on the G's or going and hitting a golf ball or taking a dog for a walk. I make sure I do things that release me and make me happy, so I find the balance is about right.
With the punt, do you have more wins than losses, or what's the truth there?
Well, does any punter tell you the truth, Shawnee? Put it this way.
Good answer.
Yeah, does any, listen, probably it would be 50-50. I like the fact that I haven't put any more money in.
What do you tell your wife?
What about the betting or anything like that? I don't know.
The result.
Oh, no. She sees it. Listen, when I say like that, it's really a hobby only. My wife and I, listen, she's my rock. I'd be absolutely lost without her. And but in terms of that, she gives me no advice on the horses, because all of her tips when it comes to the horses have been bloody terrible.
Okay, well, let's get a little bit deeper, all right? We're going to put him on the spot. You're down to your last $10. How are you going to spend it?
Last $10? Well, I think I've got to look. When I first left home at 15 or 16, I think I lived on a packet of sausages and a loaf of bread, and I got that. So I think
just hang on a sec. You left home at 15?
Yeah, I left home. I left school when I was 15. I didn't finish third year at high school, so didn't finish that. I left home just before I turned 16. So I then
and did what?
Well, I got a job working in a restaurant, just scrubbing pots and pans. My first paycheck was $42 a week. I then convinced an old guy that had a unit that I was 18, so he let me take his unit, and my unit cost was $32 a week, so I had the $10 a week.
That's a low doc rental application. Yes, he was 15 saying he was 18, yep.
Yeah, so I had $10 a week, so I remember for $10 a week I had to feed myself, pay for travel, entertain myself. So that's why I said cereal was
$10 a week.
$10 a week, but that was back in a long time ago, which was a lot different now. Probably in today's day and age, if I had $10, I would pray like hell, buy a lottery ticket, and just hope they come up.
Okay, look, we're going down a different path here. You left school, you left home when you were 15. So what sort of education beyond that have you got? Is it self-taught or formal classroom?
Yeah, no, well, as I said, left school before the end of year 3. I then got some...
Year 9?
In year 10. So then I had odd jobs, and over a 2-year period, I realised that I was probably undereducated. I put myself back through night school for 3 years and got a diploma in credit finance. Wow. I managed to do that and have 3 jobs. So I think for a period there of 4 years, I only had a couple of days off here or there. I managed to save my money. And as I slowly saved that, I slowly invested it and got into property fairly early. But I often say to people, Whitey, I never went to university, but I had the university of life. So most of it was home taught or old school, and probably back in our day or our era, we could get away with it. I think today's different, but certainly that's what happened there. And then some people know about my history, and I'll say something that was a good learning curve for me. And, within 4 years as a young kid, I lost my sister, my mother, and my father within a 4-year period. And I was battling, and I had to go and get 3 personal loans three personal loans and get 3 guarantors just to get enough funds to pay for their funerals. So in terms of that, the hard school of knocks, which makes today and what we do today even more fulfilling, and that's why fundamentally, very rarely do things derail me. Quite calm, quite positive, and so I make sure that I look after myself like that, which in turns everyone around me, I make sure I look after them too.
Look, thanks for being honest there and sharing that. What are 2 things you're proud about Specialist?
Well, 31 years for a start. When you go into any self-employment, it's an unknown charter, and you think, gee, if somebody could have said, listen, we're going to have a successful business here for 5 or 10 years or 15 years, Whitey, you take it every day. Okay, the fact that we've been able to manoeuvre through and get to 31 years, that is a remarkable achievement. And to do that, yes, we kicked it off, but you have remarkable people around you that come in and share part of that journey and chapter with you. So probably from a business point of view, the longevity is one, and then secondary to that, to make sure that we are adaptable to change and realise that, say, where my weaknesses are, I could have strength, but where my weaknesses are, understanding those and putting people around me that complement that. So putting the strong people around me where I'm not as strong, which then complements an even better team.
Now, they're going to write a song. We're putting them on the spot. They're going to write they're going to make a movie about the life of you.
Yep.
A, who's going to play you? And B, what is it going to be called?
Well, there would only have to be one. Well, I'm not going to go Brad Pitt or Leonardo because people just want to be good looking. I suppose I'd probably say maybe Sean Penn. I like Sean Penn. And in terms of a song, there can only be one. It has to be by Matchbox 20. Rob Thomas, one of the best singers, one of the best bands, can do a ballad, can make it medium, can go heavy rock. So
what's it called?
Well, one of his great songs is 3 a.m. and who knows about that? I think just a wonderful journey led, and a mixed bag of lollies. But I took I took the hard knocks, but came out on top.
Just on that 3 a.m. What keeps you awake or what wakes you at 3 a.m., if anything?
Well, what a lot of people know about me is I'm an early riser, so I'm generally always up around 4 a.m. Normally, my only company at 4 a.m. is the British Bulldog and the Black Labrador, because no one else will talk to me. So we have breakfast together every morning and a cup of coffee.
They're the only ones that can make sense of what you're saying?
Correct. And then at 4:30 in WA time, because when you go to WA, you don't turn the clock back 2 hours, you turn it back 20 years. So I'm fortunate when it's 3 hours at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I can ring people on the East Coast and start my day early. And being a national company, you've got to be able to adapt to different time zones, because if we didn't do that, we would just purely be a regional broker in Perth.
Okay. Now, if you could have 3 people, alive or deceased, to dinner, which 3 people would it be?
Probably my first one would be Barack Obama. I'm a bigger Barack Obama fan, regardless of politics. I love the way he holds himself, that statesman, and the way he pushes his argument in the most professional way. So number one, without a doubt, would be Barack Obama from that point of view. When I go to sporting, loving golf, and probably our era. It wouldn't be Tiger Woods, but it would probably be my favourite golfer, Freddie Couples, an American golfer in his mid-50s or 60s now, so I'd have Freddie Couples there, and probably I'll go back to a Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20. So I've got somebody there that can sing, somebody that I can have my golfing or sporting prowess through would be Freddie Couples, and probably the best politician that I would have loved to have met would have been Barack Obama.
Now, we asked this question to Handsome over there, Blake, and we're going to ask you the same question because his actual answer was William.
Okay.
You're on a 22-hour flight back from Europe.
Yep.
Who don't you want to be sitting next to?
Well, probably I wouldn't want to sit next to Blake because he would chew my ear off. I would like to sit next to somebody that was quiet, slept, or read a book, because I think for 22 hours, as quickly as it started, I think I would like probably to have time out. Listen, if I had to pick somebody, it would probably be my wife. She's a great travelling companion.
You don't want to sit next to
No, I do. Oh, did you say don't? Oh, okay. Well, I want to sit next to my wife. Probably the obvious one, somebody that's not too large, doesn't smell, and hasn't got dirty socks.
And lastly, with your business and everything, what are you very grateful for at the moment with everything that you've got going on?
We're grateful for the support of our members. You know, our members, our brokers are self-employed. They can choose anyone to do business with. Now, we're not the only aggregator. We're one choice that they can make. So, you know, when they decide to partner with a business partner as an aggregator, and there's plenty of other good aggregators out there, and, you know, we've all got strengths and weaknesses, we are very humbled that they choose us and entrust us as their business aggregating partner. So for people to do that in longevity, and we've got people that have been with us for a period of time, that is the most humbling.
Very well said. William, it's been a pleasure to meet and shine some light on who you are. Thanks for having us today, and we wish you all the best, bro, on your travels, safe travels back to another extended part of Australia, WA.
Yeah, well, hopefully I can get back. Well, I'm triple vax, so hopefully I can jump the border and get over there. But Mark, see what happens when you open the borders and we can get on the other side of WA and start doing business together.
Can we put you on a spot, and can you finish us off with a joke?
Well, I told one in there. Well, my wife and I love my wife dearly. She cooked me a roast the other day, Whitey, and she said to me, "Will you take out the rubbish?" And I said, "Anne-Marie, no, I'm not going to take out the rubbish." She said to me, she got a bit, narky. She said, "Well, I cooked dinner. Will you take out the rubbish?" I said, "Love, I'm not going to take it out." So she really got angry with me. She said, "Love, I love you dearly. I've been cooking over the stove. I've made you a beautiful dinner. Take out the rubbish." I said, "Anne-Marie, you cooked it, you take it out."
That's staying, right? We're not cutting that. Thank you, William. Pleasure, bro. All the best.